Hello, everyone. It's Annette Green here, and it is week 13 of 2025. And every week I do a craft or craft related video. And because it's the end of the month, like I do at the end of every month, it's going to be a planner page today. I have two planners in front of me here on purpose to show you the Bermuda Blue planner from Elizabeth Craft Designs. It's beautiful, gorgeous teal blue, and it's got the embossed numbers in it, debossed, I should say. Gorgeous. And this is a little peek, if you have not seen this ever before, of my weekly planner. So I do one page every week, just sort of documenting my life. Sometimes it's exciting, sometimes not so much. Sometimes there's little flaps and added little hidden journaling things. So if you ever want to go back, you can check out in the 2025 playlist and search for those planner videos. So I'm pretty sure the last time you joined me, if you are following along, was week 8 here, which was the end of February, of course. And so I have done a couple of pages since then, and you may have noticed as I flip through that some of my pages are right onto paper or cardstock, and some are in a photo pocket page like this one. I alternate usually so that photos that are protected here are not, they're protected from touching other photos on the facing page. And that's the way I like to do it. You could do a photo pocket page for every page. But here we are in the last few weeks. My new release came out with Elizabeth Craft Designs, the Sunny Days release. So this was a fun little layout that I did. But here we are in week 13, and it's a blank, like craft colored page. Not that it has to stay that way, but that's what I'm going to work with today. And I've got this idea. But before I get started, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take April and May, and these are my little dashboard pages. There is a video on that in a class that I will link to below. But let's see, I'm going to take out July through the end of the year because it's starting to get a little thick in here, and I don't need the dashboards in here. It always takes me 2 full-size planners to get through 1 year when I do weeklies. So I am going to move July through December into this one eventually. Okay, but back to this one. So what I'm going to work with today are some new dies in my new release. And namely, it will be 2236 picture frames and mats. There's all these different picture frames and mats and little labels and all kinds of great stuff. This is kind of what the packaging looks like here. So that's going to be great for my photos. And then I'm going to use the Tag Variety Pack 2237 to do a little journaling tag. So we have all kinds of different layers here with these tags, little toppers. There's stitching on quite a few of these, and that's what the packaging looks like on that one. So I'm also going to use my classic alphabet, which I always do for my weekly numbers here. As you can see, it's always the same. It's this style right here. So I do need to pull the 1 and the 3. You can make titles with this as well, but I stick with, a lot of the times, my weekly numbers. So I'm going to pop this onto my little stand here. This is my little homemade DIY magnetic stand. If you never saw that video, I'll link that below too. It does collapse nice and flat. You can take it on the go. But I'm picking the dies that I know I want to use, and I tend to have them hanging off the side so they're easy to grab off of here. So I'm going to do that, and I may add some more later. Oh, I do have this tag here that is part of this layer. So get that kind of ready and set off to the side, and that way I don't get them mixed up and drop them on the floor, anything like that. Okay, so whole week I was working quite a lot, but we had some eventful stuff going on here in Travelers Rest, South Carolina, at least close to where we are, and that is the wildfires that are happening and still going on right now. Fortunately for us, we're in a safe area in Travelers Rest, but these fires are only about 20 miles away, and there's 2 different main fires going that the firefighters, the crews, they are just amazing. The way that they're handling it, the way they're communicating to the public. We have Facebook pages. I've printed out a bunch of stats and updates from them. So I do have some pictures from the internet because, of course, I'm not out there taking pictures of firefighters in the fire. And this great shot of the helicopter dropping the water bucket onto the flames. So those two are from the internet. Of course, the South Carolina Forestry Commission logo I thought would be nice to kind of work into the layout because that's where we're getting all of our information from. But this is a photo of our view out of our balcony. Now it looks like the blaze is like right there in this photo, but it's not. That's a beautiful, beautiful sunset, but all this smoke and ash that has been blowing our way from the fires. So that was kind of an eerie picture that my husband took one night. Okay, so to get started with this, I was thinking about blending. I don't want to be too cutesy. I was thinking about blending like deep red to orange to yellow up the page and make it look sort of like, hot flame, whatever. But I think instead, just to be a little different and, unique, I think I'm going to do that kind of effect with some paper strips instead of blending ink on the page. I think that will look a little more pleasing. So I've grabbed a couple of scraps. And this is from my new Colorful Collective paper collection in the new release. So this is sort of a kind of a red, and then we have sort of an orange, and then a little lighter of an orange, and then a yellow, and then maybe even a lighter yellow. So that's my plan, is to have some strips going up maybe a third of the page here to sort of, graphically simulate heat, fire. I don't know. I just had that idea just to be unique and different. Okay. And then the next question I want to ask myself is, do I want to keep this craft or do I want to change it? And I think I do want to change it. So I think I'm just going to go for one of my lighter blue colors for the background. All right, so I'm going to use this one. It looks sort of like sky blue and it's got a little stucco look to it. So I think that's all right. That's on the back of this piece. And this is a scrap, as you can tell. So I am going to just cut a little bit of this because I know my little borders are going to come up from the bottom and I don't really need to, die cut the whole page from this. So I think that I will go to this measure up to the top of this third hole here and cut just that bit there. Okay, I think I've got the pieces ready to go. And so I pulled some inks here that I'm going to use to ink the edges. Some people don't like using colors to ink edges, but I do. I don't mind it. And so let's get this all over here. We've got our page, we've got our blue, we've got all of our strips. So each time I cut a strip over here, I started with 1 1/4, then 1, then 3/4, half, and 1/4. Okay, and then my blue piece is 4 3/4 by 5, which hits just above that third hole. So I've grabbed some Broken China blue ink to ink this one. And that'll get glued right on there, and then I have to repunch the holes, of course. But let me ink these strips just to kind of show you. And I may get to the end of this before I stick things down and say, no, I want to put some brown ink around there instead. I can always add that. Just don't know till you see it all laid out if you're going to like that. So I'm going to work my way along here, grab my orange, and do all my strips, and I'll be back to see how this looks with you. Okay, got the blue down. Let's just take a peek and see how we like this little blend here. So I'm going to overlap a little bit into that blue unless I want to shift everything down, or maybe I don't want this. This little strip here is bothering me. I don't know if we need that or not. What do you guys think? I kind of don't think so. I hope you agree. I like the way this looks. I don't think that I need to ink anything in brown. So I'm going to get these on now. Okay, looks good. Now I just have to repunch these holes. Use the crocodile, the big hole on the crocodile, and just look through from the other side here. I like to set my little stopper at 5/16. That way I don't have to work so hard to get that right. It just lines right up and it won't go any further because of the little stopper. Okay. Okay, looks good. And you might wonder, like, why do you have 3 of those there? Well, because I'm going to take my circle punch and punch that out. And I just want to, oops, I want to make sure, just in case I can't get through it or I mess it up, that I have some extra there. So that's pretty good. And then I just need to cut out my photos. All right, and I've got my photos cut out. I feel like the choice of the blue was pretty good for back here. And a lot of people might think, okay, let's just get our photos down now. Well, that's where I want to introduce some of those frame dies. I think that that's going to make that look so much better. It's going to fill out the page better. So I've picked these 2. And then this one is going to work for this one going tall. So that's kind of my plan. Got my little circle there. I've got to have a tag cut out for my journaling. So I grabbed this cut apart from the paper. And of course, we're not going to have cheers in there, but I think I want to do this. And because I'm going to layer the top, I don't care that that's not going to catch that. But I'm going to have these nice red lines on here by die cutting that out. So do that real quick. Okay, and I'll use the rest of that to cut the little topper piece. I have just enough of a scrap here to do that. And you can see how nice that comes out with those little stitches there. Really cute. Same with this one, has the little stitches, and we have the lines so that I can do some nice straight writing. All right, at this point, I'm just kind of thinking things through. I've got my photo mats, the frames cut out in black. I have layered up my tag, and in that same die with the tag variety pack, you have some little holes of 2 different sizes here. The little teeny tiny guy looks really nice on this tag. I did cut another one, and I'm thinking about having it swing so I have a little more space to do some journaling. Just thinking about, how that's going to look, and will we remember to pull it over to see more? So anyway, this is how it's looking. I just have to cut out my 13. And these holes look like they really do need some hole reinforcements. Okay, so next thing I want to do is the hole reinforcements here, and I picked that little chevron style one here from Reinforcement Variety Pack number 1. Seems to be my go-to every time. And as you can see, I did the yellow, the orange, and the red, just like down here. And then because we have this green up here, I did 3 in green, just to kind of tie in a little more of that green here. Now, something else that I did, so I had printed out this little fact sheet, but, just for information, and I was going to handwrite some things out. But then I thought, well, it's already done for me. I could cut these out, these little strips of words, but I didn't like the white paper. So I printed it again, 3 different sizes. So this is the biggest, next down, and even smaller on this piece of paper that sort of coordinates with my page a little bit better. So I'm just wanting to cut out those facts like Table Rock Fire, 10,900 acres, etc., and just cut those out in strips and put them down in this area. And that's why I picked like 3 different sizes, because I'm not sure how it's going to fit, how it's going to look. So I'm going to cut them out and give that a run and see what looks the best. And I had a feeling that that smallest one was going to be the best one. So let's see, we have operational update, Table Rock Complex operational update, and the date, which is today. And then those 2 areas where the fire is. So I haven't glued any of this down yet. So I'm looking at, some kind of layout plan here. We'll just move that one for now because we're going to scooch these guys up and maybe even have that come up there. And then that way we can do something like this coming into the photo a little, and just kind of space these out like this. This last one See, we do have a little bit of a gap down here at the bottom, so I'll have to think about that. But this is a thought. This kind of bothers me, but I'll work through that. So if you get to this kind of a place when you're making a planner page and you really don't know what you're going to do about something, that's when I just kind of stop and just work on something else. Just work on inking the edges of these pieces. Maybe glue down the whole reinforcements. Give your mind a break. Don't stress about it. And maybe something will come to you as you're doing these little tasks. So I've inked those with Vintage Photo. Those are good. And I'm going to get these on here next and think about what kind of plan I want for the bottom here. Okay, as I've been thinking about it and looking at things, I think this is going to work down here just fine. I did move the photo back down and just kind of been playing around with those strips a little more. I added another strip here, the largest in upstate history. That was from some of that verbiage on that one sheet. So I think that's going to go there. I've decided I'm just going to use the one tag here and actually write up in this area to fill this out. And the 13 was going to go here, but I've decided to put it up here, kind of playing with the whole circles, near circles thing. Always want to overlap, so I'll probably scooch that down so a couple of things are overlapping, but I'm feeling better about this. I did move this photo over to the right. Everything was, going down the left, and then everything else was going down the right. So I'm breaking that up, the black coming this way and the orange and the green coming this way. So it has just a little bit better flow and feel to it. All right, changed my mind again. I am going to add that second tag because as I was journaling, I ran out of room to say what I wanted to say. So I'm just putting a black brad between or through both of those tags. And I think what I'll do is when I glue it down, I'll kind of spread it like that a little bit so we can see that there's more behind it. I think that's going to work. Okay, I'm going to take a moment, get all of this down, and I will be back to say my goodbyes. Okay, I believe this is now how I like it. I did add that on there. Looks good. I moved the largest in upstate history up. I was going to put it here. And then I found another little sentence here in that verbiage. Those who have evacuated are being asked not to return home yet. So I added that over there. And I'm feeling pretty good about this now. You notice how things are going off the page, things are overlapping, lots of overlapping. That is always much more pleasing to the eye rather than spreading things out where nothing is touching and nothing is going off the page. It's a tip that I say probably every time I do a video on planner pages. So let's pop this into my planner. And I hope you enjoyed watching me make my page. And if you don't know so already, and you'd like to see these more weekly than once a month here on my channel, I do have a Facebook group. It's called Weekly Memory Keeping with Annette. I will link it below. And if you'd like to join, it's no cost to you at all. There's a lot of people in there sharing weekly pages, monthly pages, whatever they can get done. Very inspiring and encouraging to one another there. So I hope you join me if you'd like to over there. And I thank you for watching. And I hope to see you next week in the next crafty video.